Good morning. I'm Dave Scott with the National Center for Appropriate Technology. And today we have a wonderful September day going for us, and we would like to visit a little bit about our grazing system here at Montana Highland Lamb. Our farm started in 1981 as a dairy. We had a rather disastrous first year trying to hay the 30 acres of ground that we started with. And that winter, we decided that we were going to try to pasture. This was precipitated by an article we read in the Horde's Dairyman that winter about rational grazing. And Cornell was trying to find a way for a lot of the dairy farmers in the east to reduce their feed costs. Traditionally, they had put up their forages in silos and low oxygen limiting silos harvest stores, and the costs were just really getting to be so large that dairy farmers were having a hard time making ends meet. And so what Cornell was investigating was a pasture system that was rather radical from previous pasture systems. It used paddocks that were only day or sometimes half-day paddocks, and there was an intense amount of stocking pressure on those paddocks, and then they would move on. We thought this might be just suited for us, and so that following summer we plowed up all of our alfalfa hay that we had and put it into grass, and we've been intensive grazing ever since. We learned quite a bit from the NRCS and from universities and different dairy publications about pasturing intensively, and then there is a lot of trial and error also. So I'd just like to visit with you today about what we have learned over the last 30 years or so, and I hope it can be of some help and use for you. In 2004, we sold the dairy cows and transitioned into a sheep operation. Currently, we have 240 ewes, and this last pasture season in 2014, we ran 200 of those ewes and 330 lambs on 30 acres of irrigated pasture. Our grazing season extends from about May 1 to September 1 during the summer. We are on irrigated acres, and then during the fall, it extends from about October 15 to January 15. The period of time between September 1 and October 15, we let the grass rest. In Montana here, we have very cold winters, and this particular part of Montana does not get a lot of snow cover, but a lot of wind. And so it's very important that we let the grass and the legumes have enough root reserves in the form of carbohydrates mainly, so that they can make it through the winter. It also provides an early green up in the spring, which we rely on. Our grazing yields are generally 5 to 6 tons of actual 100% dry matter per acre, and we market our lambs through the sale ring and also direct market. There's about 150 lambs that we send through the sale ring, and then we choose the cream of the crop, the other 150 that we market directly to farmers markets and restaurants in this area, about a 100-mile region around us. As with any business, goals are very important to have. We try to separate our goals into 3 main categories. The first is a daily goal, the second is a seasonal goal, and the third is an ongoing goal. We try to carry these goals in our minds as we go about our work each day. The daily goal that we always try to keep in mind is letting the grass fully recover. We'll talk more about that along in this video, but that's something that is just paramount to our operation. Our 2 seasonal goals, which we try to keep in mind always, is the parasites. We want to control parasites with our grazing strategies. The other seasonal goal that we always want to have in the back of our minds is gain. You want to have a weaning weight gain of 0.7 to 0.80 pounds a day on these lambs. The third group of goals that we try to keep in mind are ongoing goals. The first of which is sustainability. This farm has not always included sustainability in its overall thought processes and goals. For probably 25 years we were pretty much just a conventional dairy and a conventional sheep operation, and we managed our pastures conventionally with added inputs such as fertilizers, particularly N, and irrigation. The last 5 years we've really tried to concentrate on sustainable practices, and we've seen some very nice results of reduced fertilization, reduced irrigation, and so we're always looking for ways to create a more natural system in our pastures, and thusly a more